Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome if you're new, I'm Stacy, and today we are going to be unboxing my new set of Ohuhu Nahuku, I said that wrong, acrylic markers. I did do a little sneaky peek at when I did my vlog, but I haven't looked at them since. I just opened it and closed it really quickly. So this is how they come with the little sleeve. I ripped that. And then I love the case. I like that you can color it in if you want to, like accordingly with your markers. I like it. It's cute. It's compact, so it'll be easy to take with me when I'm out and about. Just slide in the bag. It has a nice metal zipper on it. This is plastic, but this feels, well, maybe that's a heavy plastic. It feels metallic to me though. Let's go ahead and open it up. Unzip it open. Ooh, alright. So we have the user manual in all the languages. Look at that. Holy buckets. Alright, every language. Keep out of reach of children. Only because they're they're not alcohol they're acrylic markers. They will ruin your furniture and whatnot. Upon receiving the pen, shake it vigorously to ensure the ink is well mixed. Before you use, fill out the color chart. The pen may be used on any surface. When layering colors, let the first layer dry completely before applying a second layer for a more vibrant finish. After use, place the pen back in its packaging. Come on. Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh, I like this. So we got their little chart, which is fun, and then we have white and black paper to sample on. Ooh, I like that. I do like, I mean, generally speaking with acrylic, it's generally speaking the color that it looks like it is, but we're gonna swatch them anyways. Let's take out the blue to examine the marker. This is the reason I got these. Well, there were two. Shake then enjoy, it says right on there. That's so fun. Was this. I like that you can see how much is in there. I wonder if these are refillable. At any rate, I'm gonna shake it up. And the number's right on there, and it's very easy to read. That black on white. Pop it open, and the brush. The brush is what grabbed me as well. Alright, let's see. This is B210. I'm probably going to arrange these the way I want them to be for my purposes, but for now, we will just go ahead and play around. B210 is right there. Ooh, alright. Immediately ready to rock and roll. I like that, and I love the brush tip because you can get a fine point. We'll see what it looks like when it's dry. Hopefully we're in frame here. Let me take a little peeky-see. Let's zoom in for the swatching. There we go. Put these side by side. I'm going to scoot the markers over and put this here so that we can see all three of the cards as we go. Fun times. Ooh. And being an acrylic marker, and that you can paint with them on pretty much anything you want. Wood, rocks, glass. I mean, it's acrylic paint. You can paint on anything you want. Okay. I love this. I like how they feel in the hand a lot. They're nice and smooth. I like the rounded. And this little guy, instead of a clip, I don't know, I just like the way it feels in the hand. Alright, this one is BG85, so right here. BG85. I do love a good swatching video. Anybody else? They're kind of a favorite. Let's see how long that takes to dry. I have fans on in here. I might go over that again. Our next one is G115. So it looks like we're going across this way, the middle. Why not? Oh, I like that green against the black like that. That's nice. Let's do this one, G09. See how light it looks in there? This one's 09, so right here, 09. On the dark paper, it's going to take a couple coats probably to get it like a nice flat finish. And I like the idea of doing that as well. I'm going to go through real quick and do a little dash of corresponding color. I'm just curious, you know, the difference once it's dry. That one's pretty close. It's much brighter. I'm digging all the colors so far. That was 09, so we're on this guy. Yellow green, so YG 57. 57. Alright. There we go. Those are pretty close. We have our yellow, 71. Yep. 71. This one's really light. This one's probably going to become a favorite. I really love the light colors on top of a drawing for pops of color, you know? Instead of like a white. This is very slick. This is pretty smooth and that's pretty smooth. Not like watercolor paper at all, more like Bristol. Which you want. You definitely want Bristol. So this is probably the yellow 53. Yes. So right here. Ooh, that's pretty too. I love new art supplies. Alright, the reason I got new acrylic markers is because I didn't mean to gift them. I lent my son my grabby ones to use for his creative endeavors, and yeah, then I don't have any acrylic markers for what I need. So I went ahead and bought this 24 set of Ohuhu. They were, let me get on here and tell you how much they cost me. Go to orders, please. The Ohuhu markers on Amazon. My computer's so slow. Y05. So this Looks very brown, but I'm feeling it's going to be very, we'll see how it dries, but a bit more peach than brown, right? I'm going to take a couple coats on this black, let me tell you. Alright. There, that's very peachy. Okay, so this 24 pack was $18.99 plus tax, which is not bad. It's not bad for, especially for Ohuhu brand. This is why I didn't even check to make sure I got the right one. YR310. So this one also looks more peach than red, which is fine. That's why we swatch them, right? It's supposed to be a yellow red, and it's very peach. It looks more alizarin than, not one of my favorite reds. This one is R, oh, there's a hair in there, sorry about that. 416. Oh, it's supposed to be that cherry red, right? More of a nice pink. I don't mind it. It's definitely not cherry red. So that mark right there. So I'm not going to be able to use that as a gauge. I will most likely have to use my swatch charts that we're making right now when I get out my markers. Which is fine. It's totally fine. Okay, this one looks very peach. On the tip, see? Very peach. Ooh, super pale pink. Super pale. May become another, like I said, that pale yellow there. This might just become one of my favorite super pale colors. Oopsie. Close to white, but far enough away, you know, to be more subtle. And then R19. I like this color. Yeah, that's pretty. That's a really pretty pink. Not too vibrant. I don't really care for that neon leaning kind of pink. Not my favorite. Yeah, this is pretty. Anybody have a favorite color so far? Not seeing like an indigo at all. We'll save the grays for last. Let's do our next blue, which is probably the 719, yep. This looks really vibrant. Ooh. Oof. Super vibrant. I dig it though. Super vibrant. We'll see how it dries. I like it on the black. That's nice. I like that on the black a lot. Then we have our next, which is BV110. This looks very chalky. Oh, that's a nice lavender. 110. That's pretty. Using a super light hand on the black seems to go down a little better. That's going to bug me. There we go. So when they're drying, they're brighter than this little swatch. So it's a good idea. I guess, to swatch your markers and know what you got. I didn't even verify. I just assumed V09. A Violet 09. Yeah, I dig that one. Not as much. I really like that blue. That one's really not just snapping to me. Yeah. They slide in and out of these little rings really nicely. I think that rounded shape is super helping with that. V017. Oh, I didn't do the 09 over here. Silly girl. What's the matter with you? What's the matter? There we go. That one there. I'm gonna like this one on the black. I can already feel it in my bones. Yeah, look at that. It looks like a jewel tone. Yeah, that's nice. Nice, nice, nice. Red Violet RV 08. Shake and enjoy. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Ooh, that's pretty. That's a softer pink than this one up here. See? That's nice. This is more salmon colored, that one, than this is more, has more purple leaning tendency, which I'm digging. See how these do on my projects. So this one's pink. It says RV513. Very vibrant pink. Oh, that's pretty close. That was pretty close. Oh, oopsie. Getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself. There we go. That's better. Jeepers creepers. Jumping the gun. And here's our RV, red violets. That's a nice pink. I like that over here too. Yep. Might take 2 coats, but yeah, I'm digging it. On like black. We have our brown. I like that these are like ready to rock and roll too. That's nice. Brown 519. Oh, that's pretty close. Let's see how it dries. Let's see how it, oh, I like it on the black. And it does matter what color you're putting your paints on top of. Something I've been practicing with is underpaintings. It changes the whole feel of your stuff. So this one is looking very pink. Brown 6, 7. Looking very peachy. Popped in my head. Caucasian. Don't be offended, I'm just playing. There we go. Okay, next is blue gray. Yes, BG. Blue gray, I like that in there. This, meh. On here it looks really light. Blue gray 05. Well, now that it's shaking, it's a little lighter. Okay. Well, that's very light. Probably going to become a favorite. I do like the light colors for, once again, on top of, Yeah, that's nice. Again, another good light color to use in the mix. I dig it. It's not mixed. There we go. That's neat. I like that little feature right there. BG19 blue gray. It is very blue. It is a very blue gray, which is nice. I do like a nice blue gray. Yeah, that's nice. Dig it. I dig it. And our white, we're gonna just interested to see what they look like when they're not mixed. And of course, white is white. We're gonna go ahead and swatch it in. Let's see how it does on the black paper. Not bad. Not bad. Again, probably gonna need a couple coats to get that crispity, or layering, you know, layering will be good. Dig it. And then our black. Zero, or 120 rather. It's a nice black, dang. Alright. Yeah, that's a fierce black. I like that. Let's see how that dries. They don't have shine. Like, they're not shiny at all. They're nice and matte. I mean, the black is because it's not dry, and the white. They dry nicely. Feel a little chalky, and that's normal. I love them on the black paper. Kind of jewel toned. I like it. And then here on our white. I like them. Should we do a little piece of art? I think we should. Let me set one up, and then we'll go ahead and do a little piece of art. Give me 1 second. Gotta reframe the camera and all that. Okay, we're all set up and ready to rock and roll. I wanted to show you first the difference between their swatch and the actual colors, just really close. Our greens are most of the colors are much brighter, right? More vibrant. I like how they look on the white. I like them even more on the black because, I mean, the contrast is pretty great. But it's a nice collection of markers. I'm going to be working in, this is one of my Palettefull Packs sketchbooks. It has beautiful black paper in it. It is a Strathmore art journal with 100 pages, 60 pound. It's pretty nice paper. It's very smooth. I figured it'd be really good to work on. I don't know if you can tell, but I went ahead and scratched in. I used carbon paper and traced one of my many designs that I've drawn before. I keep my tracings, so I traced this guy onto here. I just kind of scratched it on with, I have this hat pin, or hairpin that my son made me, and I used the tip of it to scratch the design in. So there we are. We're all set to ready to rock and roll. I'm not going to zoom in any further. Maybe just a touch further. There we go. That should work. I'll try to remember not to move this around too much. Right? Yeah. Okay, let's get to it. I think I want to start with, let's just go ahead, because I'm working on the black paper. I'm going to use the black swatches. I also have a piece of scrap black paper that I keep in the book for noodling around on, so if this isn't out, when I go ahead and start, I think I want to use this purple, the V09. It's this guy to start. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm just going to start making marks. That's what I'm going to do. Hello guys, welcome to the voiceover portion of the video. I'm going to just jump right in and start painting on the paper with the markers. I have not drawn with acrylic markers like this before. They are, I usually steer clear from acrylic markers, paints, anything acrylic based. In my past, I didn't get along with acrylic very well, so I just try to steer clear. But I'm just diving in. I'm diving in and going for it. The paper, the acrylic marker doesn't go down quite as thickly as I was expecting it to, kind of like paint does. And you can see the black seeping through the purple layer quite a bit. But as we go, it disappears, and I feel like the piece turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm going to pull it out so I can actually look at it while we're talking, because it's been done for a couple of days. This video has been waiting in the queue to be edited and put up. And here we are. Yeah, overall I really like how it turned out for my very first acrylic piece. The piece is textured, like when you run your hand across the paper. It goes from the smooth of the paper to the texture of the acrylic. I think that's kind of neat. Decided to go back and forth with the blue and the purple. Really, really loving how the yellow looks. I feel like it adds a little bit of interest, but at first I wanted to get down the shape, because visually as I went across the head, I was losing the overall shape that I wanted. So I'm popping in the overall shape with the purple and smudging out that fin back there so that it looks translucent, is the thought, that the fin on the back and the fin on the tummy will look translucent. And then I decided to pop in some yellow here, and I just love how it looks. And I decide that this is going to be mostly purples and blues, and then I can do the accents with the yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and pop in as much blue and purple, and you'll see a lot of back and forth because I couldn't decide if I wanted the base color to be purple or blue. Here out, I stick with the purple as the base, with the overall, what do they call it? The overall local color. And then I didn't want to lose track of all my little dots, so I popped in a few of those. And then I'm going around and trying to get in some of the shadows and shapes, because as I work down with the purple, I feel like I'm losing a little bit of the detail that was in the tracing, which is natural with acrylics. You usually do lose the artwork underneath as you go. Taking a picture, I had the tracing next to me so I could follow along a little bit. Not exactly, but close. Having a reference photos next to you is helpful. Once you get your base stuff down, unless you're working out of imagination, then maybe take a picture of your piece, of your sketches or your drawing or your tracings before you start with the actual acrylic medium. Excuse me. And I'm popping in this bright blue. It's supposed to be like a bit of the back of the seahorse, like because they're a little bit rounded, right, on their edges. They're tiny little creatures from what I understand. But the blue is supposed to be like the back side, the other side, where the little yellow dots are along the body. I'm quickly putting in all of the blue, like shape lines, the details. And I did, this actually took about an hour to do, all told, maybe a little over an hour. There was a lot of back and forth, that's why I decided to just be quiet, because I've never worked with this stuff before, and work on the piece and do a voiceover, because, yeah, there was a lot of back and forth. And I had to think about how I was doing each section. Like, I wanted the blue to show, but not all the way through. And then I want the yellow to look like jeweled tones, crystally jeweled tones on the top. Like, if the light was hitting the Seahorse, they would appear to be more vibrant, translucent a little bit, bright. And I understand that this is not a realistic rendition of a seahorse, but I had a lot of fun. It was very therapeutic, super relaxing, especially the yellow part. The yellow was where it's details, and I get lost in the details a lot. So I really, really enjoyed this part. And a little bit of back and forth, because I get too much purple or too much blue, and then I put the yellow down, and yeah, it's a lot of back and forth, which is great that you can do that with these markers. They do cover over the other colors pretty well. You can completely layer over other colors if you want to. I didn't find that to be problematic at all, especially with all the back and forth I did with the purple and the blue as I went down. And I know it looks probably a little bit muted and shiny and not as detailed on a tiny screen, but up close and in person, there's a lot going on. Overall, I think I'm going to really enjoy these markers. I got them to use on my, like, as extra touches and top layer of like watercolor pieces and things like mixed media. And then also to use on my clay. That's the real reason I got them, is I gave my son my other set to use, and I was without, so I grabbed this set, hoping I would like them. The other set also was a fine nib, and these are a brush. So we'll see about the details on the clay pieces that I'm going to paint later on this afternoon. I'll try to remember to film that as well. I lost some of the translucent feeling I wanted, so I put in a little bit of black, and the eye I went back and forth a little bit. But here's a little close-up. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like this one? Do you like the black paper? I love working on black paper. It's fun. You have to think differently. But yeah, that's all I've got. Oh no, I was looking at it in the camera, and that bright blue on the back was just a little too vibrant. So I'm going to go in and put some black down to make it look like dipped in a little bit, like there's a little bit of shadow or translucency on the back of the animal. See, yeah, that helps a lot. I feel like pushes that little bit back a little bit. I'm pretty satisfied with this piece. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you want to see me do more acrylic pieces? We can do something less involved for me to practice. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I hope that you guys have a great day, evening, night, morning, whatever you're at, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. Bye. See you later.